When we hear the name Chuck Norris, we think of a living legend, an icon of action films, a symbol of invincibility. But behind his steel gaze and fists of fury lies a story long hidden from the world, a story connected to another legend, Bruce Lee. What really happened between them? What secret did Chuck keep for decades? And why did he choose to reveal it now, at the age of 85? Let's dive into a truth that might change everything we thought we knew. Chapter 1. The Fight That Changed Everything. In 1972, the movie Way of the Dragon exploded onto the scene. One fight in that film became iconic: Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee in the Coliseum. It wasn't just a scene, it was a statement, a battle between two philosophies, two men who didn't just fight, they told stories through every strike. Off-screen, they weren't enemies, they were friends. Chuck Norris once said, "Bruce wasn't just fast, he was brilliant." They trained together, they laughed, they respected each other, but there was something else, something unspoken, a shadow behind Bruce's eyes that Chuck noticed, but never dared ask about. Chapter 2. A friendship born in sweat and silence. Their friendship wasn't like what Hollywood loves to paint. It wasn't glamorous. It was forged in long hours of training, philosophical talks, and quiet meals. Bruce would often speak about the mind being stronger than the body. He believed that true strength was not in muscles, but in awareness. Chuck, already a champion, started to listen, to observe. He said Bruce made him see martial arts not as a sport, but as a way of life. But then Bruce began changing. He became restless, paranoid, sometimes staring into space during training sessions. He once whispered to Chuck, "They don't want me to finish what I started." Chuck didn't understand it then, but he would, years later. Chapter 3. The tragedy that silenced the world in 1973. Bruce Lee died suddenly. He was just 32. The official cause was brain edema, but fans around the world refused to accept that explanation. Conspiracy theories exploded. Murder, secret societies, government interference. Everyone had a theory. Chuck went silent. No interviews, no comments, just silence. But that silence was not emptiness. It was grief and fear. Chapter 4. The letter no one was meant to read. Years later, in the mid-90s, Chuck confessed to a close friend that he had a letter, written by Bruce, given to him the night before his death. "If anything happens, open this," Bruce had said. Chuck didn't open it for 20 years, and when he did, he vanished from public life for almost a decade. No one knows exactly what the letter said, but after reading it, Chuck was never the same. He stopped doing action films. He turned to religion, charity. He stopped talking about Bruce. Chapter 5. Final Confessions. At 85 years old, Chuck finally opened up. In a quiet interview for a small podcast, he said words that echoed around the world. Bruce wasn't just a fighter. He knew something was watching him. He wasn't afraid of dying. He was afraid he wouldn't finish his mission. He told me, "If I disappear, don't look for the villains. Just remember why I did this." Chuck revealed that Bruce was physically and mentally on the edge. He suffered from headaches, memory loss, insomnia. He took medications but didn't trust doctors. He trusted almost no one. Chuck was one of the few. Chapter 6. What was Bruce Lee hiding? According to Chuck, Bruce was working on a book that was meant to be revolutionary, not in martial arts, but in thinking. He was writing about the freedom of body and spirit, about destroying outdated traditions, about uniting East and West. He wanted to create a new kind of fighter, not just physically strong, but spiritually awakened. And this, Chuck believes, was too dangerous for certain people, for structures that needed control, not freedom. Chapter 7. Why Chuck stayed silent. "I was afraid," Chuck said. "I lost a friend. I felt that if I spoke, I'd lose myself too. But now I'm old, and I don't want to leave this world without telling the truth." And that truth wasn't shared on stage, not in a blockbuster interview. It was shared softly, with trembling voice, from a man who had carried it for over 50 years. Final thoughts. The story of Bruce Lee is not just about a fighter, it's about a visionary, A man who tried to bridge worlds through movement, through thought, through spirit. Chuck Norris is one of the last who truly knew him. And now he has done his part. He kept his promise. He told the truth. Subscribe to our channel. Here you will learn all the secrets of